2.5 years and you still can't touch anyone in first place. 2.5 years and you get knocked out in the group stages. 2.5 years and you can't get past the semi because you have no hard on, right? 2.5 years, you got to a final, took you 100 minutes to make a substitution because you don't know what you're fucking well doing. Nah, fam. Listen, no. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to get upset.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz, the Round Table Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy, The Truth, with me. How are you doing, sir?
All good, man. Getting prepared for the drama that is the Premier League, the chaos that's the Premier League, the heartache that's the Premier League. It's all coming back soon.
Oh, I'm just getting ready to cuss, bro. That's literally what I'm doing.
I don't want to hear none of that this year. It's United's title to lose.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This guy, bro. This guy, you're not getting to me, you know. You're not getting to me. You're not getting to me. All I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back and watch it implode, bro. That's what I'm going to do. The self-destruction of Ollie this season is what I'm going to be watching. But people, you know what it is. You had transfer talk yesterday. Today is the Prem Preview Show. We're going to be looking ahead to what we expect from the Premier League. So we're going to be talking title race, we're going to be talking top four, we're going to be talking about our individual clubs, and if we have time, we'll get onto the relegation battle. We may have a couple guests come on during the program, but who knows, because these guys are MIA at the moment. Man making promises that they were coming on and they're not here yet. But you still got myself, you still got The Truth, you know what it is. We're the ones that do football talk anyway, so it's all good in the hood. But as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, smash that like button, and share. Get it out there. As I said on Transfer Talk, it's the only... What's the word I'm looking for? It's the only... That's it. That's it. See, that's why The Truth. This is why The Truth is here. It's the only channel where you got so many different sports that we talk about, in-depth analysis, no bullshit. And if you watch Transfer Talk yesterday, as in with the majority of our streams, it's nothing but joke as well. Obviously, you can't hear all of it because people will get shut down, but it's all good. But Truth, we're gonna start off because let's get my bad mood out the way first. So let's start off with our individual.
Fam, how could you be in a bad mood when your team signed a blue chip player in Jadon Sancho and a solid, albeit questions to be asked defender in Rafael Varane? Because Varane is surely an upgrade on Victor Lindelof.
Oh, of course.
And he's less injury prone than Bailly. So all in all, it is an upgrade. Maybe there's more that could have been done in midfield, but it's splitting hairs. Maybe United. You know what? I'm actually surprised that you guys weren't actually in for a striker. I don't know if they're waiting for Haaland, but that might be a fruitless wait. So
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The whole Haaland situation, I already told you, man. Bayern have sorted that deal. So that's where he'll be next season. He's not going anywhere else. That's why he sat around and waited, and they upped the asking price for him from I think initially they wanted 140, now it's 170. That's not going to happen. The reason why they didn't sign a striker is because there was no one to sign in their eyes. So it was a case of they didn't know what Pogba was doing. Sancho obviously 73 mil. The centre-back issue needed to be addressed and they addressed it. So I think it was a case of the fact that COVID has affected everybody, the money situation, and the fact that if Pogba did leave, which he still can because the transfer window is still open, they would have had to replace him. So I think they just said, you know what, Cavani had, like some United fans are going on like Cavani had a great season. He had an okay season. for what he did, get him on a new 1-year deal, and then try and sign a striker next season. So I think that's why they didn't decide to sign a striker this season.
Hey, we got Aubameyang if you want, if you want a striker available.
I wanted that guy 5 years ago. I'm all right now, I'm all right now. I wanted him 5 years ago. I don't want him now.
So for me, I think United have done decent business. I think you guys are going to be a lot more solid this year. Going forward, I just think you guys got too much individual talent going forward to really struggle. Some games you'll struggle, but the whole point of Man United this year is going to be they're going to try struggle less in those some games. So, you're thinking about the boring 0-0s with Crystal Palace, the struggles early in the season with some teams. I think they're trying to cut those down a little bit, which is why I think they're going to be there and thereabouts. Not for the trophies. I don't think Ole can navigate himself through actual knockout competition. But I think the league, it's a solid chance for me. It's a solid chance, albeit small. I think there's a solid chance for United to just go about their business, to be honest. What are your thoughts?
The league's not happening. The league is not happening. Look, Chelsea, obviously, the fat man is almost done with his medical. So getting Lukaku in at this moment in time puts them winning the title. City will be there to the end. And if they get sugarcane, that's Chelsea and Man City for the title. So that's first and second place gone already, right? And even if City don't sign a striker, that's still second place gone already.
I don't think so. I think they need a striker, man.
I know. I think they need a striker, but I think that they could still finish second without one because of the business that all the other clubs has done. Had United got a proper manager, then I would debate it, but they don't.
Wait, did you guys not do the double over City last year? Or was that the year before?
Last year,
no, because you drew.
No, we drew at home and beat them away. And the year before, I think we did the double over them.
Yeah,
but beating City means nothing. It's just become normal for Ole. It's the only thing that he can do is beat Pep. But so I'd say that's first and second out the way. Then you're battling with Liverpool for third position.
Yeah.
So, and they've got a proper manager. When you look at the two squads, we've got the better squad. They've got a better manager. Even with a depleted team and missing like 5 centre-backs, midfielders, Klopp still managed to finish in the top 4. So with a full strength squad, what does that say? So then you're looking at third place being gone. So now Man United are fighting for fourth, not because of the squad, but because of the manager that we have.
But do you think the United are going to drop enough points? I just don't see them losing that many games.
Of course they can. Of course they can. Based on the fact that when the individual brilliance doesn't happen, there's no plan. Remember, there's no plan. There's still no plan. There's still no system. There's still no pattern of play, right? So it's individual brilliance. And when you break it down, yes, we've decided to get Jadon Sancho, which I am very happy about. Right? And it's another player that can try and unlock the door of these teams. Yes, we bought Varane in, so he will make us solid at the back, a lot more solid, because he's an upgrade on Lindelof. He's an upgrade on Bailly, even though Bailly is my guy, right? And if I had my way, it'll be Varane and Bailly, because the fridge on toes shouldn't be in the team. But that's a debate for a different day, because he made himself a hero in the Euros, apparently. But we're still going to struggle in them with the low block teams. We're still going to struggle in the big games. So I can see us dropping points. Not as many points as we dropped last year. And this is what people fail to realize, is that if we didn't lose to Sheffield United at home, if we didn't draw away at Crystal Palace, if we didn't, who else did we lose to? I can't even remember. There's points
to with the Crystal Palace game early.
Yeah, the Crystal Palace game early.
You lost to us early.
Yeah, exactly.
All
All
losses.
All these points that were dropped came against teams that played the low block. So why is it that getting Jadon Sancho in all of a sudden changes everything? It doesn't. It's down to the management. And I'm always going to revert back to it, down to the management. So me personally, third is what United are looking at right now. Realistically, fourth. And I haven't even mentioned Leicester. Right, I haven't even mentioned Leicester and battling with them, even though Brendan Rodgers seems to have this sort of complex about staying in the top in the top four. But I just can't see it. And when you're talking about third and fourth, all that improvement bullshit goes out the window. All that progression shit goes out the window. That's done for if Man United finish third or fourth. This is the season. There's no excuses for LA. I don't want to fucking hear it. Right? We should, with that squad, be in the title race. Now, with that squad, I don't think we can win it, but we should be in the title race till at least February, March.
Yeah.
Pushing Man City and pushing Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right? If we are not, and we go out in the Champions League group stage like we did last season, this man cannot survive. He cannot survive. He will, because the Ollie sexuals will say, find some excuse for him or blame someone for something. Yeah. But he cannot survive if we don't at least get to the knockout stage of the Champions League. And if we're out of the title race by December, he has to go. Simple as.
I think there will be a title challenge. I think the way football is now benefits a team like United because they can get away with not being as good as they should be. They can get away with it. Because with the one thing about the low block, yes, it might be hard for United to break down, but also the other thing is that it's pragmatic. It's not proactive. In fact, United struggle against teams that are really proactive on the counter-attack, not just a low block. Team that just do the low block, I think United brushed them aside, but teams that are proactive on the low block that are attacking United give them quite a bit of trouble, especially when you think of all the trouble Harry Maguire got himself into when teams are actually attacking that back line. So yeah, it is interesting. It is make or break. It definitely is make or break season for LA. But I actually think he's gonna make it. I think there'll be a trophy somewhere. Even if it's a League Cup, there'll be a trophy, and I think there'll be another second place finish. There'll be another second. I honestly believe that. You guys haven't got weaker.
No, we haven't. But I
don't think Man City have changed. I think Chelsea have done excellent getting Lukaku. I think that's big for them. They've got a goal scorer. Liverpool, yes, they've got their players back, but I've been watching them a lot in pre-season. And at the moment, nothing to be fearful of. I still think Salah, Firmino, and Mane are going to struggle to score goals because they're not natural goal scorers. Yes, they're going to get collectively loads of goals, but I think there's a few games that are going to struggle in because they're not natural goal scorers. So I honestly need to be you should feel positive as a United fan this year.
No.
There has to be positivity. There has to be.
No. Look, I am positive about Jadon. Good signing. I am positive about Varane. Good signing. We said it yesterday. They're both going to struggle. Jadon's going to struggle. You said obviously he didn't finish his education in Germany. He's going to struggle because there's no direction. At Dortmund, he was allowed to go there and he said, this is the system, this is how we play it, go and express yourself. Right? But it's about fast-paced, high-octane, high-intensity, high-press football from Dortmund. He gets to Old Trafford. Ollie's there. Ollie tells him, go chip ball in bins. Like, what? There's no direction for him. He's a young lad. And this isn't not just him, the Rashfords, the Martials. There's no direction from this man.
Yeah.
Right? Varane won everything there is to win. Comes in, all the experience. Ollie says to him, follow Harry Maguire. What? What are you talking about? But these are the things that Ollie is going to do. And these are the reasons why these players are going to come in. There might be a honeymoon period of 1 or 2 months, and then they're going to regress because this manager just hasn't got a clue. Simple as, I can't be positive about a man when I've seen it for 2.5 years. 2.5 years, and in that time, your two predecessors had trophies. 2.5 years, and the man that everyone hated finished second with more points than you, right?
Yeah.
2.5 years, and there's not been a word about this man being sacked. 2.5 years where man has spent how much money? Maureen wanted money for a centre-back, and he couldn't get it, right? 2.5 years, and you still can't touch anyone in first place. 2.5 years, and you get knocked out in the group stages. 2.5 years, and you can't get past the semi because you have no hard-on, right? 2.5 years, you got to a final, took you 100 minutes to make a substitution because you don't know what you're fucking well doing. Nah, fam. Listen, no. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to get upset. No. I am Zen.
I'm telling the truth. I'm telling, that's my name, the truth. You're conveniently leaving out facts like 6th place, 3rd place, 2nd place. You're leaving out facts like semi-final to a final. All the signs are pointing. You should be right behind Ole right now because all the signs are pointing to positive results. Yeah, all the signs.
Positive.
The trajectory is going, has to be this season. I think there's a few parts missing, but there's nothing at the moment in time out. There's nothing stopping United from winning a trophy and having a positive season. There's absolutely nothing. You've got the team, you've got the players. I do not want to hear next year people blaming players at all.
Yes.
I don't care if it's McTominay and Fred. I don't care if it's Martial, Pogba. I do not care. Right now, the team is capable of winning trophies.
Yep. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you.
It can't be down to the player because what fans like to do is target players. Yes, players are gonna have bad games, but all in all, that squad is ready now. Last year, people said it wasn't ready because they hadn't had the experience. I didn't feel that with an extra year's experience, that squad right now has more than enough to either win a trophy and have a positive effect in the Premier League. At least that we could agree on.
Yeah. No, 100%. I listen. I don't disagree with you. That squad is more than capable. We can't win it, not with the strength that Chelsea have and with what Man City have, but we should be pushing them. And obviously, because of the two managers that they have, it puts them over the top. But what I'm saying is, in February, March, if we drop off, I can't get upset because I'm not expecting it. Do you know what I mean? Okay. But if it's December and we're out of it, Regin, no. That can't run. That cannot run.
I agree.
If we're out of the Champions League in the group stages, Regin, out the door. And he has to win the League Cup or FA Cup, or else there's no excuses. There's no excuses. You have to win something. Yes, the Premier League's probably out of your reach. Yes, the Champions League is out of your reach, especially with PSG and what they've done right now, yeah? But what I can't accept is not winning the League Cup or the FA Cup. That has to be necessary.
Yeah.
If he wins one of those and finishes 2nd or 3rd, in my realistic expectation, I can't get upset. We can say the 3rd place is a regression, but when you think about it realistically, COVID year, how many injuries people had, finishing 3rd and winning the trophy, I will hold my hands up and say, decent job, right? Okay. But 4th and no trophies, Bregin, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, because I'm sick of it. You got Ollie 2.0 not in a job right now. You got Antonio, you got Conte out of a job right now. Yeah, these two managers that could come in and do a better job than what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing. But in realistic expectations, 3rd place in a trophy, I'll say decent job. But out of the title race in December, out of the Champions League, no trophies. Regin, give him the man his P45. And if he survives this year, I'm telling you right now, Man United won't be playing at Old Trafford this season after. I'll tell you this now, if he survives to see it from that.
Well, who's going to sack him? His boys.
Well, this is the problem, because he's got his crew. He's got his whole crew working there.
Exactly.
He's got his whole crew working there. And this is where it comes to the Glazers, because Glazers don't care about trophies. They just want top 4. Yeah. So that's where the fans have to come into it. But they won't. But that's how the fans, because you can't, like, what are the Ollie sexuals going to say if Ollie finishes 4th with no trophies? Like, there's going to be an excuse. I'll tell you what they're going to say. Either they didn't back him in the transfer window, or Jadon and Varane need more time to settle. Or, well, Paul Pogba hasn't signed a new contract. Or, Martial shaved his head, so he's no good. These are the excuses that the Ollie sexuals are going to be coming out with. If not the fact that Ollie doesn't know what he's doing, right? And I'm tired of it. So I'm going to kick back, put my feet up, and watch it implode, because I am going to be following Brentford this season, right? Local club. That's what I'm doing, even though it's not my local, because I'm a QPR, but that's what I'm going to be doing, because I ain't got time for Man United, or I ain't got time for them. I'll just watch my boys, Jadon, I'll be watching my boy Pogba, I'll watch my boy Martial, Gunwood, and Varane, and watch it fall to shit. Literally.
What? The shadow of, I totally forgot about that, but the shadow of Pogba's contract. Is it going to be an unnecessary distraction? Because people, when it starts to go a little bit bad, people will point to the fact that that's that. And look, I don't blame him, because for me, and people have to think about this. I want fans to honestly think about this. If I was in Pogba's situation, regardless how I feel about Man United, if I love them or hate them, I need to think at 28. Is he 28?
Yeah. 28. Yeah, he's 28.
Yeah. At 28, I need to say, whatever contract I get next is probably my last big contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to think about going into that contract. If I sign with United now, I am stuck. My options are gone. No club, especially with COVID, can buy me after if I sign this new contract. So he has to be thinking smart now and be like, okay, let me run my contract down. If United offer me a good contract, then there's better. Too many players are signing these ridiculous contracts, getting trapped and not able to.
Look at Kane.
Yeah. Kane, for example, are not able to get out. So I understand why Pogba is holding out, but do you think for United it's an unwelcome distraction?
First of all, welcome, Mr. KA, to the poddy. Thank you for joining us.
About time. I was sitting there thinking, are you guys going to acknowledge me at all? I know the anti-truth is not guaranteed, but TJ, I expected more of you.
Do you know what it was? I was in rant mode, bro. Like,
I didn't even know you were here, mate.
I was even gonna say that was actually that wasn't even. I was like, is that TJ? Because that was the most calmest rant I've ever heard you.
He's trying to be calm.
I'm trying to be calm.
Especially speaking of Ole as well. Like, I was like, wow, this guy is so like even kill right now talking about Ole and his team.
It's because the season hasn't started yet, so I'm zen at the moment, bro. Coming off the Olympics, bro, with the Jamaican women doing so far. I'm still on cloud 9, bro. Give it 2 weeks. Don't worry, I'll be back.
And I'm surprised as well that your expectations are not higher actually, because you said about finishing third, and as long as you put a challenge up and you win the trophy. You mentioned FA Cup and League Cup. That was the biggest surprise as well. So I would have thought Man United would expect a bit more with because you strengthened in good places. So I would expect, obviously, I know United fans should expect a trophy challenging season, push for that first place, but your sort of demeanor, speaking of, I know you said you're trying to be calm, but speaking of your expectations and how low you would take, I was a bit surprised by that. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what other Man United fans are saying and the temperature around the community.
It's being realistic, to be honest. Truth, I will answer the question. It's being realistic.
But you finished second though last season.
It was a false second. Yes, the facts are we finished second, but it was a full second. Liverpool were playing, what was his name? What was man's name? What's that guy? That centre back, bruv? Kabak. Man was playing Kabak, bruv, in defence, playing man like Jordan Henderson at centre back. Liverpool had no players. City weren't doing nothing. Obviously, Chelsea started with Fat Frank and then got Tuchel's here from the beginning this time. So, and it was COVID. So you take all them various full second, bro. Everyone knows it. Even people even Tottenham and Spurs and Arsenal fans know it was a full second that we finished. So my expectations are low because it's Ole. It's Ole. So third place, when I look at the squads and I look at the managers, third place and an FA Cup is probably the best he can achieve. He can't win the league because it's him. He can't win the Champions League because it's him. If we had Tuchel, Klopp, Conte as our manager, my expectations would be completely different with this team. But because Ole's shit, I just have to be realistic without going over the top and getting angry. So that's why because I have no expectations because it's Ole. Not with the squad, just Ole. Ole is the problem with Manchester United. And until he goes, these are the expectations that I'm going to have. Should it be higher? 100%. But unfortunately, I have to be realistic about that. Truth, in terms of Labille, it will be a distraction, but it will only be a distraction to the fans because the fans are going to point to it. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. It's going to be his last big contract. And as far as I'm concerned, Paul Pogba deserves to go and win trophies, right? And we're not talking about Europa Leagues and League Cups. I'm talking about league titles and Champions Leagues. He deserves that because of the kind of player that he is. Has he hit the heights that we expected when he left Juve to come to Man United? No, he hasn't. I can hold my hands up and say, no, he hasn't. Could he perform better? Yes. Has he been helped by the players around him, the managers that he's had, and the positions that he's played? No, he hasn't. Right? You've had a man who at Juve was playing on the left of a free and was shelling. He's come to Man United. He's played a double pivot. He's played defensive midfielder. He's played left wing. He's played right wing. He's played goalkeeper. He's played centre back. Right? This guy is being used like he's John O'Shea. Like, how dare you?
That party song there.
How dare you have a player like that? And you got lesser players like Trashford and Fernandes, right? And McToilet. And you're telling Paul Pogba that he must be moved. He must be moved here, there, and everywhere. When the one time where you played him in his position, he was the top goal scorer and top assister at the club, right? And then you go because you want to accommodate other players for your best player. Are you pissing me off? Are you taking the piss? Like the level of disrespect that managers, fans, right, have had for Paul Pogba is fucking disgraceful, right? And if McToilet had Paul Pogba's ability, he wouldn't be treated this way, right? If Trashford had Pogba's ability, he wouldn't be treated this way, right? So as far as I'm concerned, fuck the United fans, fuck them, right? Because they'll boo you for anything. Pogba wasn't playing. He was injured and still getting blamed, bruv. Graham Souness FC, bruv. Blaming Pogba when he wasn't even playing for stuff. So my whole thing is, Bregin, the ball is in your court. You earned the right to be like, you know what? I'm not going to sign this just yet. I'm waiting for two things. A, I'm going to wait to see if we challenge. And B, I'm going to wait to see if you get a better manager in. If Ollie's out by December, right, and United get a proper manager in, I guarantee you he signs the new contract. But if he doesn't, bro, go join up with Eminem. Go join up with Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, Di Maria, all their man there, because you know you're going to be playing next to Verratti and you're going and doing the super team thing, bruv. 3 rings. Go and get it, bruv. Go and get it, bruv. I don't blame him, but it will be a distraction, but only to the fans. The players will be fine. Ollie will probably get annoyed about the questions, but it will only be an issue for the fans, and that's it.
Oh man, the Pogba discussion is. I'm gonna save it for another time.
Yeah, I know. I've been
gonna
talking
be
for like half an
ongoing.
hour, bro. This
It'll
is
be
what I
up to your
said.
knees.
This is what I said to ST, bro. You might as well just give me an hour to talk by myself. Yeah, but we have to move on. Bro, Arsenal fans. I don't know quite what to say, to be honest.
I'll let K go first. I'll let
Mr.
K. I want to hear
K.
his thoughts.
Mr. KA. Eighth. It was eighth yet last season, isn't it? Eighth. Yeah. Eighth place finish last season. Out in the Europa League semi-final. Loads of issues. Gotten rid of a couple dead wood. David Luiz is out. And that transfer window hasn't been great, but there's still time. Obviously, Ben White, 50 million. I think you lot signed, what is it, Tavares? Is it Tavares?
Tavares and Lukaku.
Lukaku.
And so I think their future, they'll probably future for the future, I'm guessing. I don't know how old they are.
21, I think they're both 21 or 22. Both 21, 22.
Pre-season hasn't gone great. Mr. K, what? And it hurts me a little bit because obviously nostalgia and all that, it used to be us and you lot. What are the expectations for Arsenal this season? Like, what are you looking to achieve this upcoming season?
I don't think there's any expectations from anybody, to be honest. I think a lot of the fans just are unsure what to believe, or unsure sort of like where to go and where to focus their energy. I've spoke to fans where they're just like, there's no enthusiasm really of getting to games. Like the stadiums are back home open, but like they're just like, yeah, it is what it is. I'll go to games. I'll see how it is. Like people have got their season tickets, but they still don't even know if they're gonna go. Like people talking about, I don't even bother for away games. And I'm kind of the same. I'm just like, the only thing I am sure of is that this is a important season for Arteta himself in the hot seat. I think he's now had a few half seasons, a bit time here and there, but this will be his I think his first full season from the start.
No, last season.
Oh, last season. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, he had his first full season, but now the time he's had, and now from the time he's going to get, I'm sure he's going to get this full season. He's got no more excuses now. So it's time for him to, whatever direction he wants to take the club in, he has to cement it. Like he's laid his foundations. He's had the time to I'll say kind of bring in players who he's interested in. Obviously, Arsenal, we haven't really had the funds, and we don't really make big signings, but he's made some okay signings here and there. He has enough to work with, basically, and to at least challenge for top four. And that even sounds a stretch, me saying it out loud. I'm like, wow, like that's actually a stretch, because I've seen predictions for us finishing 7th, 8th again, because Leicester are strengthening. They just signed Vestergaard from Southampton.
15 million, you know.
And we got Ben White from Brighton.
No. True said it yesterday on Transfer Talk. Like Ben White is, I think he's a good defender, but
I do too. But
it's that English premium, bruv. It's that English premium, bruv.
But kind of like what you were saying with Man United, teams like Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, they're all going to be strong. They're going to either come back strong or be strong, continue from where they left off. And then you've got Tottenham, Man United. They're going to be there fighting for that 3rd, 4th, 5th spots. Leicester strengthened, as I mentioned, in places. They've been quietly signing players that not a lot of people are making a lot of noise about, but they've been good signings. So Leicester are continually not fading away as like some may have expected after their Premier League win some years back. So it's going to be a tough season for Arsenal in terms of like tough for them to find their feet again, because I don't think the other clubs, as you said, Man United, will allow Arsenal to find their feet and to kind of like try and slide back in unnoticed. They're going to have to fight to get back up there, challenging for that 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th spots. So it's going to be a battle for that middle tier. And as I said, I just don't know what to expect for Arteta. I think Christmas, up until Christmas time, is going to be very important for him how he starts. I think at Christmas, if we're not in a decent position or we don't look like we have the potential to push on from Christmas, as we all know that how that pivotal sort of like December to February period is in the Premiership, how important it is. If we don't look like we're going to push on into that period and maybe challenge for even just an okay spot, like a respectable finish, like fifth, I can see the fans getting onto his back, and he could be in trouble around Christmas time if he's not careful. So I want to reserve my judgment to maybe around then, and then maybe I'll give a bit more. But it's going to be an important season for Arsenal as a club. But I think it starts from Arteta. I think he will set the tone. So it just depends on what he does with his with his time.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, it's facts. This is make or break for him in terms of what he does at Arsenal in that December period. 100%. Also, the whole 7th or 8th thing. When you look at the teams,
it's going to be tough.
It's not unrealistic. But truth, there's no Europe, so the main focus is on the Premier League. Obviously, you got League Cup, FA Cup, but the focus is on the Premier League, getting back in that top 4. Yes, City, Chelsea, United, and Liverpool have Champions League football, but then you've got Leicester and West Ham in the Europa, and then you got Tottenham in the Conference League, right? So they're going to be busy doing the Thursday, Sunday, which Arsenal fans complained a lot about and hated for the amount of time that you're in the Europa League. So now with no Europe, surely Arteta has to get in the top 4 because there's no distractions.
I just want to take this time to apologize to my fans. And I want to right a wrong where I thought that Arteta would be the guy to lead us.
Mate, you were getting like, my niece was cussing you, bruv, when you were saying that.
I'm man enough. I'm not like one of those fans that like to backslide, slowly and then jump behind the bandwagon. I'm going to come out and fully say, I was wrong. I honestly believe a guy who served under Wenger and had education under Pep and was touted to be a great manager. I only thought there's one route for him, and that's success. But unfortunately, he's probably picked up the worst things from Wenger and the worst things from Pep, which is possible. He's picked up Pep's poor man management. He's probably picked out, and I think from Wenger, probably his signings, his
loyalty,
transfer business, his loyalty to some players, and then I honestly, last season opened my eyes. I don't like trying to find scapegoats, especially in terms of players, because I think every football team has enough. Unless you're Derby County, where you're struggling to, put out a full 11, every football team has answers that you can use. Because you got a squad of 22? You have answers that you can always find, answers you can use. And he, for some reason or another, hasn't been able to find those answers, especially last season. And it's not like he was unlucky. A lot of the stuff came from his fault.
Yep.
A lot of the things were his fault. The way he handled Pepe last season was shocking.
Yeah.
Considering how bad Willian was, and then how good Pepe became at the, throughout the
tail
season.
end. Yeah.
End of the season.
I think his focus on playing David Luiz being the main man when he's always got mistakes on him. I will say it again, his biggest mistake. He would have got away with everything. Everything he would have got away with if he did not pick Leno over Martinez. That, I'm going to say it again, that is a sackable offense. That for me is enough for him to go. That for me is enough for me not to be behind him, because with Martinez in goal, let me just paint a picture. Aston Villa the season before Martinez conceded 67 goals or around that number off the top of my head. With the same defense, I think one extra player, but more or less the same defense, they conceded 20 less goals. 20 less goals. That is ridiculous. He turned them into a top 5 defense.
100%. And what's it name? Oh, that's why he was getting teams of the year. And also obviously with Argentina in the summer.
Messi says this guy is the reason why he won his Copa America.
That's fair, but I'm saying, do you think it would? I think it would have been a tough decision because
no, it's
even
not
though no. Listen, I'm saying that obviously we've got the benefits of seeing a full season of Martinez.
Don't tell me hindsight, because I was saying it from the get-go.
It's true. To be fair,
I said it from
he was back in Martinez. He was back in Martinez.
But how many games did we see of Martinez? It's like you could have said that could have been a purple patch. You could have argued that was a purple patch Martinez. And
you know, it's like seeing. It's like seeing Messi in his early days, and you saying, "Oh, it's just a few games. We don't know this guy's going to be destined for greatness." No, you know people that are destined for greatness just from seeing them in a few days.
At his age, do you think you could take all that stuff into consideration? His age, his experience playing first team, so. I can see where you would and like, is he like, can we throw him in at the end of his career?
That's not the reason he was sold. The reason he was sold is because we couldn't afford Hossim Aouar and Partey in the same transfer window. We couldn't afford him. So we had to sell Martinez for what? Remember, we sold him for 16 million that could rise to 20. That's stupid money. But we sold him for 16 million that could rise up to 20 million to try get Hossim Aouar and Partey. And guess what? We still only ended up getting one of them. It was a pointless. It was pointless sale.
So Martinez wasn't gonna just be happy on the bench after coming in.
Why would he have been on the bench? He was a number 1 goalkeeper.
No, but Leno got injured.
Leno got injured.
Do you not remember the Community Shield? Leno was fully fit. Martinez was fully fit. Who did Arteta play?
That's Community Shield.
One week before the season.
I personally think that
keeper don't need form and fitness.
I think that Arteta made his decision to back Leno, and
he
did. I agree.
He didn't though.
I agree with TJ. I think he did.
How could you make such a decision? Who would make such a decision?
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is for me? It's the name.
Yes, I think it's part of it as well.
The name more than anything else. I think that obviously, when he played the COVID part of the season, not last season, season before, obviously we all saw it. And I know, truth, you were saying Martinez, and I agree with you. I was like, I think he's better than Leno. But the problem is that the name Leno means something in football. So what would have happened if he would have went with Martinez over Leno? The first bad game Martinez has, the fans would have been on his back. And it was only a minority that was backing Martinez. The majority was still saying Bernd Leno, right? Bernd Leno should come back and be the number 1. So what would have happened is if he would have backed Martinez, the first bad game he has, the fans would have been on his back. But obviously, we look at football and forward think, whereas most fans live in the here and now. So in hindsight, it looks like a bad decision. And it was a bad decision. But at the time, I can understand why Arteta did it with everything else that was going on.
I don't think he would have done that because despite his bad decisions, surely when you're looking at them just side to side and you look at everything, what they both have to offer, Martinez, better command of his box, communication, better with his feet, better coming for crosses. I think off the top of my head, there was no glaring error that led to goals that Martinez done. There's a few saves that obviously that he could have saved that, but you wouldn't really call that a goalkeeping error. When you think about Leno last season, you think about the drop catch against West Ham, which he got away with. You think about the red card against Wolves. You think about the pass against Burnley, which put Xhaka in trouble. These kind of stuff is, I know people blame Xhaka for that, but Leno played a pass to his right foot, knowing that Xhaka is a left-footed player and he's not good on the 10. He put his play in trouble with a horrible pass. Martinez doesn't do those things. He never done those things. And he was being touted as a better keeper in terms of the goalkeeping coach that we had. They knew Martinez was a better keeper. The only reason Leno was kept was the money. No one was coming in. Why do you think we're selling these players for cheap? We sold freaking Willock for 25 million. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Does that make sense?
I think you lot could have fleeced Newcastle for a lot more.
We're getting bumped right now because we have these guys in charge. It's a mess going on at this club right now. And this is what I'm alluding to now. It's a mess going on from top to bottom, and it's trickling down. It's trickled down now throughout the whole of the club. And I'm not excited about this season. At the moment, I'm sick and tired of even thinking about Arsenal because it's disgusting right now. As I said, even I was wrong into believing in Arteta. I was totally wrong believing in him. Seeing it now because I didn't think. It's like going to Harvard and coming out being an idiot or something, or going to a very good school and still coming out being a dunce. That's what Arteta is. His decision making is stupid. The fact that we still have, imagine we're going into the season, yeah, and Xhaka's still in our team.
He's getting a contract extension.
He's getting a contract extension. We got Bellerin. Bellerin doesn't want to be there. He literally, like, I'm not gonna call him.
Bro, he
doesn't want to be there. Bro, he doesn't want to be there. He literally said he wants to go. He doesn't want to be there. Imagine we still have Potbelly Willian in our team. Somehow, Lacazette and Oba, they could barely score in pre-season, and we're going to this with them two as a striker. We gave Balogun a new contract for what? I don't even think Balogun has played yet.
To be fair, yeah, he's been on the bench. He's come off the bench for a couple of games.
But why? Give him a chance. You give him a new contract. Give him a chance. Who else we got? You know, we still got Kolasinac in our team. You know, Torreira, exactly. You know, Torreira is still in our team. El Neni still did. You know, oh my! I'm not saying even get a price for these guys. For Xhaka, we should have just given him to Roma. In fact, we should have paid Roma to take Xhaka off our hands so we could get someone else in.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna have this slander on Xhaka, blood. You saw what he did against France.
No. Okay. Listen. I'll agree with you. Let me just humor you for a second. Let's say Xhaka's performance in for Switzerland isn't an outlier. Let's actually play him in his position. Like that for. Then let us play. Fine. No, you're right. Fine. Let us play him in where he plays for Switzerland and start playing as a deep lying playmaker. Play him further up the pitch where he doesn't have to worry about defending or being in position and not getting the ball in dangerous position where he loses it. The other team is in our goal. Play him further forward. What was his best work against France?
His free balls and his passing.
Exactly. Getting those balls into an attacking position. Not picking up the ball from deep. They got, what's his name? Is it Zakaria?
Yeah, Zakaria.
Guy? Yeah, Zakaria for that. Let him go further forward. Like, let's start playing this guy in his right position, if that's the case. But I guarantee you, against Brentford, you're going to see freaking Xhaka, deep lying playmaker, receiving the ball on the half turn, even though he can't, getting pressed. And I guarantee in the first 5 games, he's gonna have a mistake in him.
Oh dear, it just doesn't sound good for Arsenal right now.
It's not. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with our fan base. I'm not happy with our squad. It's just
the squad, the transfer. I don't understand the transfer window for you lot. And Corona's hit everybody, and I understand that.
But I don't want to hear Corona. I do not want to hear Corona.
After some of the signings and the money spent, you
I don't hear Corona.
Use that as this. Can you even use that as an excuse, bro?
I'm hearing, because we've stopped our interest in Trippier, I'm hearing you lot are looking at Trippier. James Maddison. Have you heard the people that we're talking about? James Maddison. What was it? You lot offered 70 million.
No, we offered 6. We offered part exchange. We offered bare players and asked them how much money would you take.
Reece Nelson and all them man there for James Maddison. Our war all of a sudden gone out the window. Like, what is going on? I don't understand.
None of us know, man.
Like, I don't get where you lot. What And the squad's not good enough. We know that. The squad's not good enough. We know that. So my whole thing is that even as a United fan, I'm confused about what is going on
It's
at
weird,
Arsenal
isn't it?
Football Club.
Like you don't know, like, I don't know if there's like some 10-year-old playing Football Manager with our team or something, because you see the names Abraham that we.
Oh my days. If we had
Abraham.
Tammy,
Even now, I feel like Roma got
vex.
robbed, bruv. Roma got robbed paying 34
No,
million for this
no,
guy.
but listen though. They've only had the bid accepted. Tammy doesn't want to move to Italy. Apparently,
Yeah, he
agreed
wants Arsenal.
personal terms with Arsenal.
Oh my
I don't
days,
understand
lad.
what is why? I don't understand why.
That guy's so crap, bruv.
Tammy,
Oh my days.
and as good as Maddison is there any point of swapping or having him come in for Smith Rowe? Like, is there any point? I'm not saying Smith Rowe is better than him, but is there any point? Would you really change?
I think he adds quality to the team.
Nah,
Don't
mediocre.
disrespect Maddison.
Oh, Maddison. I thought you about Tammy. Sorry, I thought you about Tammy.
No, but what did he offer that you would say, oh, he fits in better than with Arsenal than with Leicester, considering the way Leicester plays?
I wouldn't say there's anything. I just said he just makes a team better in terms of the quality. Just adds it adds more quality to your team. Come on, you got Willian, you got Reece Nelson, like you got rid of Joe Willock. Like these guys are not good enough for Arsenal. The one thing we can say about James Maddison is that he is good enough to play with Arsenal. Let me
put it like this: it's like Grealish for Man City.
But
he makes their team better by giving them more depth.
But Smith Rowe's young, so he's going to be in and out the team.
I'd rather give that time to Smith Rowe though, because Smith Rowe is better on the ball than Maddison. Maddison's got a better eye for a pass, probably can make a quicker decision. But the way we play, I prefer someone like Smith Rowe than James Maddison, where we're going to be attacking deep blocks. We're going to be controlling the ball a lot more. Maddison loves that space. That's why he's so effective with Leicester. That's why he's good for Leicester, because Leicester, he's the only one attacking on the counter-attack when they're giving him the ball. You know, Tielemans making late runs, Maddison's there. So
at no point am I saying James Maddison should leave Leicester for Arsenal right now. I'm just saying he just brings more quality to your squad. If I'm James Maddison, I'm staying at Leicester because the prospects are higher. The prospects are higher. I'm settled, but I'm saying that the quality that he has, it will improve Arsenal and make them better. I can't dispute that.
Look, I think he would improve us, but it's just like, for me, it's not enough. I would prefer someone like Hossein Mawar, because he's actually a deep line playmaker that benefits our play a lot more. Bernardo Silva is someone that I would go and burn money on, because I think that guy is quality and he needs to play a lot more games that he does for City. Give me Bernardo anytime.
Yeah, I would take him as well.
I don't know if he would elevate us to the next level. Bernardo Silva.
Of course he would.
Come on.
He'll bring quality, but I don't know.
Bernardo
because he's not because if you look at his City, if I look at his City record, he's got a good record, but he doesn't start. He's an impact player. He can't.
It's only last season didn't start. The season before that, he was their best player.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really see him as a week in, week out player for some reason.
He is though. It's just that Pep doesn't do it. It's just that's Pep's fault.
Pep's got a different agenda when it comes to these sort of players. I understand what you're saying, Mr. K, but Bernardo Silva's like in a team he plays week in, week out. But with Pep and his rotation policy and the amount of quality that City has, you can see why he doesn't start. But he is a starter. He starts for anyone else in the Premier League.
Exactly.
Any other team.
He starts for us.
He starts for you, lot.
100%.
Also, Tammy Abraham would start for us, though.
Oh my God! No, he would not. No, he would not. Don't.
At this point in time, I couldn't tell you. Me and KA couldn't tell you what is going on at Arsenal. Like for the first time, I do not know what's going on. Like I can't tell you Arteta's plan. I can't tell you Edu's plan. I don't know what those freaking Americans are doing. I couldn't tell you. The fans are confused. The fans don't even know what to do because let's say they want to protest. Who do they protest to? Like, what are they supposed to do? And again, people are jumping on Arteta out. For me, that ship has sailed. Even though I don't want Arteta as manager, what is the point of getting someone else to come into this shit show?
It's true.
Like, what is the point?
It's true. Bro,
What is the point?
As we say, no change doesn't happen until you hit the wallets, mate. So that's down to the Arsenal fans what they choose to do there, just as much as it is for us as well. Change doesn't happen until you hit the wallets, but we got to cut the Arsenal talk there because we got to move on.
Yeah, look, bro, I wanted to cut a long time ago because I don't know. I don't know what we're doing.
But it's good to see that Arsenal fans don't even know what they're doing or what their club's doing.
We're lost, man. We're lost
right now. But when we look at the Premier League title challenges, I think that for me, it's between Chelsea and Man City. Who wins the league? Obviously, as we said, Lukaku's at Chelsea. If he makes them number one, if Sugar King goes to Man City, then 2-horse race and whatnot. Can we agree on that, or is there anyone else that you want to say?
I'm not sold on City. I think they. Is K there?
I'm still here.
Okay,
He's there, but K, you know when you turn your that off, yeah. Like, if you speak when on my editing, it just looks like we're talking to nobody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to clean up my nose, but it on camera.
Fair.
I'm not sold on City because they put so much effort and energy into last season. They got the final of the League Cup. They won the league. They got to the semi-final of the FA Cup. Champions League, they got to the final. I think they're going to be mentally and physically drained to carry on playing Pep's type of football consistently throughout this whole season. I wouldn't be surprised if City have another season like they did the season before, where it's going to be up and down for them because it's mentally draining to play Pep's football. It is mentally draining.
Of course.
It's so physically demanding. And what they got Grealish in, I don't think they've done enough in the transfer window. I know if they get Kane in, it makes them better, but I'm just not sold on them. And I think, as I said, for me, United, if they can stick thereabouts, they will have something to say about it. Liverpool, I haven't been convinced by their preseason, but they do have Van Dijk back, and they do have a pretty decent team. So if they can keep
and they're boying Koundé as well.
Oh yeah, wait, Konate.
It was the Konate, sorry, Konate.
Yeah, Konate. So I think at the moment Chelsea are clear favourites for me. Clear favourites because their football has the balance of everything. Good in defence, good in attack. They get enough numbers forward. So especially when Lukaku comes in. So they're at the moment my heavy favourites.
Fair. Mr. K, obviously you weren't on this today. In terms of the title race, how do you see it? Is it Chelsea the clear favourites? Do you think City's going to win it? Do you think it will be somebody else? What are you thinking?
I actually agree with most of what the truth was saying for once. For me, Chelsea are favourites as well. As has been said, Tuchel, first full season, he should, according to last season, he should get off to a good start. He should have the team settled and understand the way way he wants to play. And I do think City will put up a better challenge. As that's the only thing I kind of disagree with the truth. I think City as a club will understand how Pep wants to play. Yes, it can be draining, but these players have been with him for a few seasons, and then they'll understand his philosophy. I do think they could have strengthened better, and we have to wait and see whether they'll get Kane or not, because they do need that striker. They do. I don't know if they can get through another season winging it and relying on their defense, because teams are now at full strength. They've either gotten better or they've got players back to help challenge against City in the big game. So I don't know if they can get away with it as they have done last season and maybe arguably other seasons as well. So I think City, but at the same time, I think City are still City, and I think they've got enough firepower on their day to challenge anyone, to beat anyone. So I think it's Chelsea, City challenges for the top. Liverpool will be up there, but I think it's them two, 1 and 2. Liverpool, Man United fighting for third and fourth, but that will be the top 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
So
Go
yeah,
on.
Mr. K's done the top 4. Like he said, who's in his top 4. Fair enough. Truth. What do you agree with that top 4? Liverpool and United. Well, the top 4 being between the title race between Man City, Chelsea. Obviously, you think United could, but the top 4 being basically we don't know what order, but the top 4 being Man City, Chelsea, United, and Liverpool, which it is now.
Hell no. As much as I hate our team, I'm putting us in the top 4.
Oh my days, blood.
Bro, I'm gonna, bro. You can't pick family. I'm praying. It's not. No, I'm not saying this of any logic. It's just Arsenal are my team.
Faith, yeah.
Not even faith, because I don't have faith. I'm praying. I'm just getting down my hands and knees and just praying that we can just do something this season just to make me a little bit happy. Because I haven't been happy as an Arsenal fan for a long time. And this is probably the worst I've felt in general about our prospects. So it's literally just a hope that I have that something will come together and then we'll just finish in the top 4. Because as you said, we got no Europe. All those other teams are, going to have Europe. Hopefully we do a season like Chelsea had, like Leicester did, like United did, where they finish outside Europe and, finish in the top 4. So that's my only hope, bro.
Do you know one thing actually that I just flicking through online here now? Actually, we just got reminded of that we've forgotten to mention. We've got an African Cup of Nations.
Oh crap!
In the middle of the season, AFCON.
That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother us.
It doesn't bother Man United, but it's gonna affect Chelsea. Gonna lose Mendy. Liverpool gonna lose Mane and
Salah.
Ooh,
so it's gonna
Keita as well.
Keita as well. Arsenal going to lose, obviously, but Arsenal going to challenge, but we're going to lose Aubameyang, we're going to lose Partey. So it's going to have its effects. And then following that, at the end of the season, you're going to have the World Cup. So
I forgot about that. No, World Cup's in winter.
Oh, it's in the winter. Sorry. Oh, yeah, it's not summer. But I
mean,
that's
a good point. That's a good point. The African Cup of Nations could do a little bit of damage. Do you know what I mean?
As I mentioned earlier on, it's in that pivotal period of the season, in that February time.
Is that why thingy Arteta's trying to sign English, so no one
maybe
no one goes in the African.
Maybe
that's probably why.
That is. Now that's a good point, Mr. K, that you make. That's a very valid point. My top 4, obviously, I think Chelsea at the moment, Man City, Liverpool, and Leicester will finish in the top 4.
Oh my God.
Leicester have silently strengthened, bro.
Yeah,
Samari,
I agree with that. They have
Samari, obviously Vestergaard. They signed someone else.
Daka.
Is it there like Daka? That plays for Belgium.
Yeah, Daka.
Like man, they've strengthened. So I wouldn't be. Obviously, I think United will finish in the top 4, but Leicester. I think Leicester.
They're going to push them
ones that push Liverpool and Man United.
I think Leicester are going to push all of them. I think the race for top 4.
But they'll miss out. I think they're going to get 5th. They will get 5th.
Because Brendan Rodgers is allergic to finishing in the top 4, bro.
But don't you think that cup win will give them a bit of like, look, we're cup winners now, we're Premier League winners.
It should.
We deserve to be at this table.
It should, but can Kelechi continue and be the main guy, because Vardy's getting older?
And
he still hasn't recovered from that hip surgery.
That's it. But you could argue that's because of his age. It's harder to recover from injuries, and he's going to lose some pace. Obviously, we have to see.
But Kelechi's done a good job, though.
No, he has. But I'm saying, can he continue and do it for a full season?
We'll see. That's a good question.
We'll see. That is a good question.
Yeah, and they've got injury as well to Fofana as well, which is not.
That's why they bought in Vestergaard, bruv. Like they weren't ramping. They were like, all right, Fofana's out, get Vestergaard in, bruv. Because obviously, I don't think Johnny Evans has even come back yet properly.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not going to be ready for the start.
Yeah. So they've had to plug the gaps. But Leicester will be there or thereabouts in terms of the top 4 challenge. What are our prospects for Tottenham?
That's a hard one. You know, Son signed a new contract, so that
I don't know why he did that.
I don't know. But he signed a new contract, so he could be sort of like reaffirming his beliefs and be motivated again to do well, because at times when Kane got injured last season, prior to that, Son would step up. But he didn't quite step up the same as he had done in the past. But I think with the new manager, with a bit of belief put behind him again, he could be told that he's the main manager and get a bit more influence in the team and where they play. So, but that Harry Kane, that Spurs are going to be looking for, and the fans as well are really going to be looking forward to that cut-off date for deadline for transfers, because they're going to know once and for all, is he staying or is he not? And I think everyone will try to, if he stays, everyone will try and forget it and put it in the past, brush it under the carpet, and then kick on from there. And I think it's going to be a tough season today for them.
Has Spurs signed anyone yet?
They signed that Ramiro guy from Atalanta.
Oh, yeah, Ramiro.
42.5 million.
Yeah. They signed that Brian Gill from Sevilla. Obviously, Lamela went the other way.
Yeah.
They sold Alderweireld. Obviously, Gareth Bale's gone back to Real Madrid. So it's going to be a difficult one for Spurs. It's going to be one of them ones where
new manager as well,
and Nuno, the BTEC Jose Mourinho, bruv. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens at Spurs. And obviously, if they do lose Sugarcane, they've been linked with Lautaro Martinez, which I hope doesn't happen, bruv. I hope that doesn't happen.
Apparently, he wants to stay, doesn't he?
Who?
Martinez.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave Inter. He doesn't want to leave.
He's not that he doesn't want to leave. He just doesn't want to go to Spurs or Arsenal.
Yeah, because he was being linked with
Barca, Madrid.
Yeah, Barcelona. Barcelona was the one he was being linked with. So,
but that's not gonna happen. I don't think Madrid's gonna happen.
Nah. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Spurs. I think Spurs will be in that around that 6th spot, to be honest. Battling with it's going to be one of them ones where you're going to have City and Chelsea, and then top 4 is between United, Liverpool, and Leicester, and then you're going to have Spurs, Arsenal, and I think Aston Villa are going to have a good season this season with the signings that they made. With the signings that they've made, I think they're going to have a good season. Whether they do or not, like my guy, obviously Leon Bailey and that, my yard man, like he's gonna shell this season. He's gonna shell in the Premier League, and obviously they brought in Danny Ings
and Buendia as well.
Like, I think they're gonna look wavy this season. I think Aston Villa. But we'll see. Quickly before we go, because we need to wrap up. Relegation. Who's going down from what we can see?
Norwich. They lost Buendia. I know Gilmore went there, which is actually very good for them. But I just think they're too lightweight. Too lightweight for the Premier League. And their start is horrible. They're going to be playing catch-up from the beginning. So Norwich are my favourites to go down.
I think Watford's going to go back down.
Yeah, Watford as well.
Watford got goal scorers. They got Josh King. They got Ismail Sarr. They got a decent manager. I think Watford are going to be hard to beat. Palace have to be careful. As much as Vieira's are old invincible. He's got a hard job in his hands to keep Palace up. Wolves might be in trouble.
Wolves might be in trouble, but I don't know. I think Brighton, because they always seem to get themselves in trouble. And I'm thinking, how long can Graham Potter go on for, like, bailing them out every single time?
Brighton have ballers, that's the thing.
I know.
Decent ballers.
And the way how he plays football, I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, I don't.
It's just that they're always there.
Newcastle?
Oh, man.
They have to be in trouble.
Bruv, listen, they've got Joe Willock now and
It's
Saint
true.
Maxi, bruv. Let's not
It's
forget
true.
they've still got Saint Maxi. If Saint Maxi stays fit, Newcastle finish in the top half of the table, bruv.
You know what?
But-
I wouldn't be surprised for a tight relegation battle. Like I think
I think
Norwich
so.
are gone.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
And I think even Brentford, if they're not careful, they can get sucked in.
It all depends on how Brentford approach it, because obviously
does,
they're
yeah.
a bit like Leeds, where they play that type of football. So it all depends on how Brentford approach it. I've been hearing Leeds are being touted as going down, bruv.
Because obviously people know how their style of play now. It's not going to be a surprise.
But you know what it is for me?
team.
Like obviously I know it's the whole they either win or lose. They either win 5-0 or they lose 5-0. And people are saying it's not sustainable. But I just think with the manager that they have and the players, like I know people are going to be doing this low block stuff, especially the lesser teams. But I just don't see Leeds being in a relegation battle.
Problem with Leeds is they haven't signed nobody. They haven't strengthened, which you kind of need to do for your second season. So
I think they spent all their money in the first season in the Premier League. That's why. So they're kind of having to like sit tight and chill. But let me get it from you, Mr. KA. Your 3 teams to go down this Premier League season.
It's a tough one because I don't really know much about the teams coming up. I've got bits here and there, but I don't know how they're going to adjust to the Premier League, especially Brentford being a new team to Premier League, Norwich as well with the change. I think Watford going down. I think Norwich may go down, and I'm going to put in a team like I'm going to put a Premier League team like maybe Brighton or Burnley. Sorry,
already established.
Yeah, an already established Premier League team like who've been in for like at least 3 years. So maybe like a Burnley or a Brighton might go down because Burnley have been kind of surviving for a few years now.
It's true. Actually, ever since they got that Europa League spot, they've been struggling.
So I think I'll put Burnley in it. I'll put Burnley. I'll be decisive. So yeah.
Truth.
I think Norwich. I'm going to say Wolves. I know
that'll be a shock.
I know it'll be a shock, but Wolves is a shock, and Newcastle.
Man's what? Nah.
I don't think they could take another season of Steve Bruce.
Who's going to be sending for you in the next?
Bruv, they got
podcast.
Callum Wilson and Saint Maxi, bruv. They're not going down.
And Willock as well now.
And Willock as well. They're not going down, bruv. They're not going down.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
For me, Norwich, Watford, and I'm honestly gonna say Southampton.
Ooh, not a bad shout. I forgot about them.
I think they've lost quite a few players, and I think even Ward-Prowse is being linked to go in as well.
Yeah.
And they've lost Bertrand, they've lost Danny Ings, they've lost a couple players. Vestergaard as well. So
that's a big loss for them.
I think Southampton could be in big trouble. So, and obviously the way how they started the season and then finished it off and like just completely went like literally just dropped rock bottom. I think they're going to be the ones that are in trouble this season in terms of relegation.
Not a bad shot.
But
before you go, I don't know if you want to do Prem Preview.
Oh yes, bruv. You get the Prem Preview predictions.
We could do it from the start.
Yes, bruv. Let's do it, bruv. Let's jump on this thing.
Okay, let's jump on it quick. I don't know if you want to make a separate video or something, but
I might make it a separate video still. So people, welcome to the Prem Prediction Show. This is where we guess. It's only your important games. We don't care about all of them. So the big 6 or big 7, whichever way you want to do it. Yeah. It's their games. We're going to predict the outcome, see who gets closest. I'm going to pass over to the Truth because he runs it. He's going to explain to you how it works and how we get the points and how you get the victory for each week. So over to the Truth.
Yeah, so I'm only going to include the big six. And when I say big six, I know I've got people coming for me saying, "Oh, Leicester are big six now, not Arsenal." Guys, finishing on top of a big six club doesn't mean you're automatically a big six. It don't work like that in football. Your fan base, your history, all that has to come into play. And regardless of what we're doing now, we're still part of the big six because, you know, our revenue still rivals that of the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool and even City. And when I mean revenue, I don't mean the oil money and the thing coming from outside place. I'm talking about actual revenue that we generate. So that's what I mean by big six. So we're only going to do big six games. Sometimes, obviously, if teams are doing well, like West Ham, Leicester, you know, being up there fighting for top four or fighting for titles, then yeah, we will sometimes do their games. But especially for now, just to start, just going to focus on the big six. So that starts with the first game on Friday, late kickoff, the curtain raiser. That is Brentford Arsenal. I'm going to take that one. I'm dropping my rule from last year.
Oh.
Not predicting an Arsenal loss or not predicting a
Man
Tottenham
said he
win.
wants to win.
Yeah, it's all about the win this year. That goes for everything. That goes to fantasy. It's all about the W this year because I'm not enjoying football. So it's all about the dub. I'm starting it off. I'm going 2-2. Brentford Arsenal. Okay.
Well, that's a fair result. I think I would actually agree. I can see Brentford scoring at their new stadium. Home fans, they're going to be excited. So I'm gonna say I'll say 1-1, but score draw. I believe we have 1-1.
TJ.
2-1 Brentford.
Fair enough.
Going with his heart.
I know.
Come on, you bees.
Next game is Man United versus Leeds United.
Leeds.
Decent game.
12:30 kickoff.
Yeah, that's a decent start. That's a nice Saturday. Let's go to TJ for this one.
4-4.
2-1 Leeds.
He said 4-4.
4-4. You want me to put that down?
No.
But it's all about the dub this year. I don't care. I'm going ruthless.
I'm gonna say 2-1 United.
2-1. That's brave. But United, yeah, that's brave, KA.
I'm gonna go 1-1 again.
Sky. He's gonna go 1-1 this game.
Oh my days! See, this is what a proper manager does. Sorry to cut you off, Truth. Right? Yeah. It's going to penalties, and what have Chelsea done?
They brought on
taken
Kepa
off Mendy and brought on Kepa, right? And you got Oli, yeah, relying on the game that hadn't saved the penalty since 2016. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go 3-1 United.
I had that scoreline in my head, but I
how do you go from 3-1 to 1-1?
In my head, but I don't think Leeds will allow that to happen. So I was like,
wait, Leeds, Man United at home. You know, Leeds are just gonna, you know, they're just gonna go and try outscore United, which I don't think they'll do. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Okay, I'll start with you.
2-0 Chelsea.
Ah, this guy is that's a main scoreline. I go for Chelsea 2-0.
Yes.
I'm going 3-0 Chelsea then. Hopefully Vieira gets us off to a good start, but I doubt it. TJ?
I'm gonna go 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0. Next game is.
I'm taking this game into consideration, bro. 120 minutes.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Next game, one of our favorite fixtures down the years for, especially for fantasy people, Norwich City versus Liverpool. I'll start off. I'm gonna go 4-0 Liverpool.
Who is at home?
Norwich.
At home. It doesn't make a difference. They just love piping Norwich, no matter what.
They do still.
TJ?
Kickoff.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
I'll say 3-0 Liverpool.
So everyone knows about that fixture. Last game, decent game. I forgot that this
Newcastle, West Ham, yeah?
Shout out to you,
Tottenham, Tottenham, Man City. Tottenham at home. Let's go to TJ first for this one.
What side will Kane be playing on?
I think it's too late for that transfer
Bro,
to go through and get
I
signed on.
genuinely don't know about this game. I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham.
Gotta pick my scorelines. Okay.
I'm going to go 3-1 City.
Ooh. I'm going to go 1-0 Tottenham because KDB isn't playing, Foden isn't playing.
Grealish is playing.
Some people haven't even come back, bro. I think Sterling only started training like this week.
Yes, Sterling started training a lot. They had a lot of people away in deep runs in Europa, in the European Cup. So yeah, I think it's going to be a bit difficult to them first game back to go away to Tottenham. Stadium's going to be bouncing. So yeah, that's it, guys. 5 games. Obviously last year was our first time where we started it halfway through. This is from the start. So whoever wins is undoubtedly, the guru. I'm looking to win. All my numbers are going to be based on stats. I'm going to have my spreadsheet. So let's see how you guys compete.
And listen, not turning up is not an excuse. If you fall behind, you fall behind.
Exactly. If you fall behind, you fall behind. So make sure you're here. Or give us your predictions offline or so.
Something like that. But people, we got to wrap up.
Yeah.
It's been another enjoyable episode, man. Obviously looking forward. I mean, the way how we've been talking, none of us are looking forward to the Premier League this season. Let's be honest. Like, it just sounds like none of us, people, we can't wait for the season to end already. You know what I mean? But let us know what you think in the comments about United and their title challenge, about Arsenal and the confusion, because nobody knows what they're doing, where they're going to finish, who's going to win the league, who's going to finish in top 4, who's going to finish in top 6, who's going to get relegated. Let us know. We want to hear from you. Put it in the comment section. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button, share. Get this going around, and make sure you put your comments in the comment section. Stop messaging me what you think and put it in the frigging comment section. That's what it's there for. Let everybody else know what you're thinking so we can get the interaction going on. That's it from me. You lot see my face 3 times this week. I'm done for the week. If any of these guys want to jump on, they're going to jump on without me because I'm tired. I don't know how these men do this every day, to be honest. But I want to say thank you very much to my guys, The Truth and Mr. K. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Pleasure, man.
This guy, imagine, like, what? Honestly, you know
like
what?
You forgot what to say.
Exactly. Coming up, obviously, now that Premier League is back, our weekly show will be coming back. Boxing talk was supposed to come up, but Errol Spence is done. So again, we've got nothing to talk boxing wise. We might bring something up about the state of boxing or do boxing versus MMA, but unfortunately, all our boxing fans, we've got nothing to talk about boxing wise. UFC, the next event is not until September. So it's basically football and whatever else we decide to talk about. That is it. But people, stay safe. Enjoy the beginning of the Premier League, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Bye.